Please, all of you sit straight, adopt Dhyana Mudra, and close your eyes gently. Focus on your breathing. Deep inhale. Ah. 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 Please join your palms for prayer. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly open your eyes. And let us start today's session about mental health. Very important topic, as I had posted in last week about one of my patients' tragedy, and it was very unfortunate. And that incident just made me to think about it more and more. And yes, so that's why I'm very much uh, looking forward of all of your opinion about this session also. Just a minute. Okay. So mental health, first we will see, थोड़ा सा हम देखेंगे इसके बारे में कुछ ओवरऑल इंफॉर्मेशन क्या है अबाउट मेंटल हेल्थ स्टेप बाय स्टेप. जैसे ये टॉपिक इट इज वेरी वास्ट. एक सेशन में पूरी जो चीजें हैं उनको इलाबोरेट करना थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो सकता है, बट आई विल ट्राई माय बेस्ट. और अगर नहीं हो पाया तो वी विल प्लान मोर सेशंस. इट्स नॉट एन इशू. तो पहले हम कैसे स्टेप बाय स्टेप इसको डिकोड करते जाएंगे, क्योंकि हमें समझना है इसको. हमें सिर्फ एक सेशन सुन के बाद में उसको भूल नहीं जाना है. वी नीड टू लिसन, वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, एंड देन जो भी हम यहाँ से सीखेंगे उसको हमें प्रॉपरली अप्लाई करना है बाहर जाके, अपने फ्रेंड्स फैमिली या अपने ऊपर. इजंट इट? सो हमें ऐसे नहीं देखना है इस सेशन की तरफ कि जस्ट मैं कुछ चार बातें आपको बता रही हूँ, कुछ स्पिरिचुअल और कुछ हमारा डिस्कशन हो रहा है और हो गया बस. नहीं, विद अवेयरनेस आई एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ यू कि आप सब लोग इसको विद अवेयरनेस सुने, समझे और उसको अप्लाई करने की कोशिश करें. ओके, सो इसीलिए हमें स्टेप बाय स्टेप वेरी स्लोली माइंड को डिकोड करना है, मन को, बिकॉज मेंटल हेल्थ इज रिलेटेड विथ माइंड, इजंट इट? सो माइंड के ऊपर ही हम अगर ये पूरा सेशन या पूरा डिस्कशन जो भी कुछ आज करने वाले हैं इसके बारे में कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन लेने वाले हैं, नॉलेज लेने वाले हैं, तो इसको हमें स्लोली डिकोड करना है और समझना है, राइट? तो पहले हम देखेंगे कि मेंटल हेल्थ क्या है और नीड क्या है आज इस टॉपिक पे बोलने की और इस टॉपिक को समझने की. ओके, सो जस्ट लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन फर्स्ट. अब मैं आपको देख नहीं पा रही हूँ. अगर मैं कुछ पूछूंगी तो सिर्फ कोई एक अनम्यूट करके मुझे आंसर कीजिए. अभी आप देख सकते हो स्क्रीन? इज इट?
No, ma'am.
नहीं दिख?
Yes, yes, we can see.
अच्छा, ठीक है। मैं एक स्लाइड शेयर कर रही हूँ, अगर वो आपको दिख रही है तो। अगर जिनको नहीं दिख रहा है उनको शायद कुछ इंटरनेट का प्रॉब्लम रहेगा। ओके, तो ये वन ऑफ माय टीचर, उनकी ये स्लाइड है, तन्मय जोशी साइकियाट्रिस्ट है। तो उन्होंने जो कुछ हमारे साथ शेयर किया था मैं आप लोगों के सामने वो शेयर कर रही हूँ कि approximately 150 million people in India need therapy for their mental health disorders. So you can think about it कि कितना डे बाय डे ये प्रॉब्लम, ये इशू बढ़ता जा रहा है। पहले ये हमारे साथ नहीं था, हमारे यहाँ इंडिया में मेंटल हेल्थ या मेंटल इश्यूज ये चीजें ज्यादातर होगी, बट इतना उसकी इंटेंसिटी नहीं थी। लेस देन 30 million people seek help, less than 30 million. So it's again point to think. The entire mental health workforce, comprising clinical psychiatrists, psychologists, psychiatric social workers, and psychiatric nurses, stands at 7,000, while actual requirement is around 55,000. So I would like to include yoga practitioners, yoga teachers in this again, क्योंकि सिर्फ psychiatrist, psychologist ये सब जस्ट अ मिनट कोई अच्छा। तो ये चीजें हैं। अब हमारे यहाँ मीटिंग में योग टीचर्स भी है, योग स्टूडेंट्स भी है, योग में स्टडी करने वाले स्कॉलर्स भी है, और कुछ नॉर्मल लोग भी है जिनको समझना है कि मेंटल हेल्थ क्या है, जिनका योग से या साइकोलॉजी या साइकेट्रिक इस फील्ड से कोई भी कनेक्शन नहीं है। तो हम उस वे से थोड़ा सा जानने की कोशिश करेंगे। लेकिन जो योग टीचर्स है यहाँ पे, जो योग प्रोफेशनल्स है, उनको ये समझना चाहिए कि आई एम सो सॉरी, जस्ट अ मिनट पारुल, इफ यू आर देयर, मैं तुम्हें ये देती हूँ, यू कैन
I'm here.
हाँ, जो जो कोई एंटर हो रहा है ना, क्योंकि बहुत डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है, जस्ट मिनट मैं देखती हूँ कैसे वो सेटिंग करना है।
The admin writes, right?
हाँ हाँ, यहाँ पे ना जूम से थोड़ा डिफरेंट है ना, एक ही मिनट, सॉरी फॉर दैट, बट ये बहुत, मैं जब भी स्लाइड शेयर करती हूँ तो मैं वो कर नहीं पा रही हूँ। आई कांट फाइंड। ठीक है, चलो वैसे ही करते हैं, थोड़ा अभी उस पे वक्त नहीं ये करेंगे, मुझे वो सेटिंग ही नहीं समझ में आ रही। तो यहाँ ये जो लिस्ट दी है इन्होंने, हेल्थ वर्कफोर्स, क्लिनिकल साइकियाट्रिस्ट, साइकोलॉजिस्ट, इसमें अब योग टीचर्स और योग जो प्रैक्टिशनर्स है उनको भी इंक्लूड करना चाहिए, क्योंकि मेरा ऐसा पर्सनल ये है, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि योग और आयुर्वेद ये कॉम्बिनेशन, इट कैन हेल्प इन दिस मेंटल इलनेस, और जो भी मेंटल इश्यूज है उससे रिलेटेड जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही है उसको टैकल करना, हैंडल करना, ये बहुत अच्छे तरीके से योग में, योग शास्त्र में भी बताया गया है, और आयुर्वेद भी इसके बारे में बहुत कुछ, हमारे पास बहुत कुछ नॉलेज आयुर्वेद से भी हम ले सकते हैं और वो अप्लाई भी कर सकते हैं, बट पता नहीं वो थोड़ा सा अभी तक फोकस में नहीं है। तो हमारी ये जिम्मेदारी है नाउ कि हम इसको फोकस में लाए, हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम जो नॉलेज ले रहे हैं अभी तक उसका अप्लाई करें, और ये जो आप अभी स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हो, सिर्फ लेस देन 30 मिलियन पीपल सीक हेल्प, तो ये हमें नंबर बदलना है, और जो 150 मिलियन पीपल इन नीड थेरेपी, तो ये भी नंबर हमें चेंज करना है। कम से कम लोगों को ये नीड लगे, या कोई बहुत सारे, मतलब ऐसे भी हमारा गोल हो सकता है कि सभी मेंटल इलनेस से या जो भी मेंटल हेल्थ रिलेटेड इश्यूज है उससे कभी सफर नहीं करे। So 1 out of 5 people suffer from a mental disease. यहाँ पे 13,000 साइकियाट्रिस्ट रिक्वायर्ड, क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट 20,000, साइकियाट्रिक सोशल वर्कर्स 35,000, साइकियाट्रिक नर्सेस 30,000 ये रिक्वायरमेंट है इन इंडिया। तो आप सोच सकते हो कि कितना डिफिकल्ट होता जा रहा है ये इशू। और ये करंट सारे जो है ये पैरामीटर्स अभी के लिए हुए हैं 2023-24 वाले, ये बहुत पुराने या ऐसे भी नहीं है। तो हमें सोचना है कि ये इशू इतना बड़ा क्यों होता जा रहा है, why it is increasing, why intensity is increasing, why number of people here they are suffering with lots of mental issues। इसके बारे में हम डिस्कस करेंगे स्टेप बाय स्टेप। हम पहले हमें ये जानना है कि कितने लोग इससे अफेक्टेड है। इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ एबनॉर्मेलिटी। तो अब इन्होंने जो दूसरा वाला पॉइंट लिखा है, अबाउट 50% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन विल सफर फ्रॉम अ मेंटल डिसऑर्डर एट सम पॉइंट इन देयर लाइव्स। दिस इज वेरी ट्रू। और ये डे टू डे हमारे रूटीन इसमें भी हमें पता है कि ये होता है। हम सब ऑलमोस्ट 100% है ना लोग, हम जो कहते हैं ना कि वी कांट फाइंड हैप्पी पर्सन जो बहुत हैप्पी है, कंटेंट है, ऐसा कोई भी इंसान हम ढूंढ नहीं सकते हैं, क्योंकि सभी ना सभी के लाइफ में कुछ ना कुछ जो है स्ट्रेस इश्यूज, मेंटल रिलेटेड इश्यूज रहते ही है। तो a prolonged problem that interferes with an individual's ability to cope in society, suffering, maladaptive behavior, deviancy, violation of standards of society and social discomfort। ये पॉइंट्स थोड़े से आप दिमाग में रखिए, क्योंकि हमें इस सब के लिए कुछ ना कुछ सॉल्यूशन है हमारे पास, और ये योग और आयुर्वेद ने हमें दिया है। और इसके लिए हमें किसी डिग्री की जरूरत नहीं, जस्ट हम अगर ये सब जान सके, ग्रास्प ये जो नॉलेज है हम विद अवेयरनेस अगर ले पाएंगे ना, तो हमारे छोटे मोटे प्रॉब्लम्स हम खुद भी उसके ऊपर कुछ ना कुछ सॉल्यूशन निकाल पाएंगे। क्या क्या साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स है आजकल के जो मॉडर्न डेज में हमारे सामने आते हैं? न्यूरो डेवलपमेंटल डिसऑर्डर्स, नर्वस सिस्टम के डेवलपमेंट से रिलेटेड ही डिसऑर्डर्स है। सिजोफ्रेनिया, स्पेक्ट्रम एंड अदर साइकोटिक डिसऑर्डर्स, bipolar and related disorders, depressive disorders, anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive and related disorders। ये सारे नाम आई एम वेरी मच श्योर कि अभी आप सबको पता है, वेदर यू आर डॉक्टर, योगा प्रैक्टिशनर, नॉन मेडिको, सभी लोगों को ये आजकल इतने कॉमन हो गए। ट्रॉमा एंड स्ट्रेसर रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर्स, dissociative disorders, somatic symptoms and related disorders, feeding and eating disorders, elimination disorders, very common issues. Sleep wake disorders, sexual dysfunctions, gender dysphoria, disruptive impulse control and conduct disorders, substance related and addictive disorders। मैं सिर्फ लिस्ट ही लिस्ट पढ़े जा रही हूँ। आप देखो इस nowadays people are suffering with lots of mental disorders labeled under this, ये जो हम सब लेबल्स अभी देख रहे हैं इसके अंदर, न्यूरोकॉग्निटिव डिसऑर्डर्स, पर्सनालिटी डिसऑर्डर्स, पैराफिलिक डिसऑर्डर्स, अदर मेंटल डिसऑर्डर्स। सो ये अनएंडिंग लिस्ट है, आप अभी समझ सकते हो। अनएंडिंग लिस्ट। तो इसके लिए हर वक्त, अब आपने ये लिस्ट भी देखी है ना, यू आर नाउ वॉचिंग दिस, यू आर रीडिंग दिस ऑन माय स्क्रीन, और ये भी देखा रिक्वायर्ड हेल्प कितनी जरूरी है, कितनी कम पड़ रही है। 13,000 साइकियाट्रिस्ट, 20,000 साइकोलॉजिस्ट, साइकियाट्रिक सोशल वर्कर्स। तो ये सब हम कैसे इसको मैच कर पाएंगे? एंड टोटल जो हमने देखा था 150 मिलियन पीपल इन इंडिया। तो ये एक जनरल आपको इंफॉर्मेशन हो गई कि मेंटल हेल्थ से रिलेटेड, क्योंकि हम बहुत लाइटली लेते हैं, हमें क्या लगता है अरे कोई होगा, स्ट्रेस होगा, कोई डिप्रेशन में होगा, ठीक है डिप्रेशन में आ जाएगा, हो जाएगा सही कुछ दिनों में, थोड़ा टाइम दे दो, थोड़ा वक्त दे दो, बट इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट। अभी ये सिचुएशन थोड़ा सा नहीं, बहुत ज्यादा जो है गंभीर स्वरूप ले रही है, ऐसे आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे। और ये डेटा मेरा खुद का नहीं है, ही इज क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट तन्मय जोशी सर, उन्होंने ये दिया हुआ है। तो इट इज मतलब हमें इस पे थोड़ा सा सोचना ही पड़ेगा कि ये सब इश्यूज आ रहे हैं आजकल, और इतने सारे डिजीजेस लेबल्ड अंडर मेंटल डिसऑर्डर, राइट। अगर एबनॉर्मल ये है तो अब आप सोचने लगे होंगे कि नॉर्मल क्या है, तो डोंट वरी, थोड़ा सा मैं आपको वो भी बता दूंगी। appropriate perception of reality, ability to exercise voluntary control over behavior. तो voluntary control over behavior, appropriate perception of reality, then self-esteem and acceptance. Very, very, very important point. Acceptance and self-esteem. ये आपको समझना जरूरी होता है. Ability to form affectionate relationships, productivity. यही पॉइंट्स है, यही आपको आप डिफाइन कर पाओगे कि हाँ कुछ ना कुछ यस अच्छा चल रहा है लाइफ में, नॉर्मल बिहेवियर है मेरा. सो यू कैन थिंक अबाउट इट वेदर यू आर having appropriate perception of reality, then voluntary control over your behavior, self esteem and acceptance किस लेवल पे है आपका, बहुत ज्यादा है या बहुत ज्यादा पॉजिटिव निगेटिव साइड पे है. एबिलिटी टू फॉर्म अफेक्शनेट रिलेशनशिप्स के बारे में तो बोलेंगे हम, इसके बारे में भी डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. ओके, तो ये हो गया एक, आपको एक मेन आइडिया आ गया व्हाट इज मेंटल अकॉर्डिंग टू मॉडर्न साइंस. ये सब मॉडर्न या आजकल का जो जमाना चल रहा है, नाउअडेज व्हाट क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट और रिसर्च उस पे चल रहे हैं, और उसके हिसाब से ये हमें सारे पैरामीटर्स और ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन मिल रही है. सो इज इट क्लियर? अब नॉर्मल क्या है और नॉर्मल क्या है ये भी आपको पता चला है इससे, कि ये एटलीस्ट 3-4 क्वालिटीज अगर हम में है तो ठीक है, चल रहा है ठीक ठीक. दैट डजंट मीन कि 100% आप इस सब में हो, मतलब सारी क्वालिटीज आप में 100% है ये नहीं, थोड़ा बहुत कम ज्यादा चलता रहता है. और इसको भी आंसर हमारे योग और आयुर्वेद ने दिया है कि कैसे ये कम ज्यादा होता रहता है हमारे अंदर भी. तो अब इसके आगे हम नहीं जाएंगे, ये ज्यादा साइकियाट्री में हमें घुसना नहीं है. सिर्फ एक जनरल आइडिया आपको देना था कि मेंटल हेल्थ से रिलेटेड आपको ये पता होना जरूरी है बिफोर स्टार्टिंग आर जो हमारा टॉपिक है आज का, कि योग और आयुर्वेद क्या कहता है इसके बारे में. लेकिन आपको जब तक ये आइडिया नहीं आ जाता तब तक उस टॉपिक को स्टार्ट करना थोड़ा सा मेरे लिए डिफिकल्ट हो रहा था. सो इज इट क्लियर नाउ? अब ये सब क्यों हो रहा है ये हमें सोचना है. अब प्रैक्टिकली हम सोचना शुरू करेंगे कि हमने ये देखा 150 बिलियन लोग हैं एंड दे नीड हेल्प एंड दे आर. So why this happens? First of all, to understand why this happens, we need to think about ourselves, and we need to think about our daily routine first. Now we are going to understand this problem very practically, and after that we are going to find solution for the problem with the help of yoga and ayurveda, which is already there, but we are not aware about it. We need to understand that, we need to learn, get more information about that, what yoga and ayurveda says, and then we are going to apply it in our day-to-day life, right? So this session is for all. No need to worry about whether you are from yogic background or from medical background. It's nothing like that. I will try to simplify it. Okay, so first To understand mental health, we need to understand what is mind. Mind kya hai? What is mind? What is the meaning of mind? In our philosophy, in yoga, in ayurveda, there are lots of references, lots of rishis, sages. They already described, they had described, they are very clear about that. We have 6 Indian philosophies, and in you all know, in our Indian philosophies, they are based on Vedas. So in Vedas, concept of mind had been described very clearly, but we are not aware about it because we don't go and read Ved, we don't go and read philosophies, we don't try to understand what is mind. First of all, we don't try to understand about ourselves only. Because why? We don't have time. We are always running. We are always running towards something, or we are always running away from something, isn't it? So our daily routine is like that only. We are running, running, and running. So we are in a rat race. What Vedanta philosophy says, we are in a rat race, though we are not rats. We are not rats, but we are always in rat race. And why we are running, we don't know, isn't it? So if we are running from something or towards something, so why we are running? So we are thinking in hope of getting pleasure, isn't it? In hope of getting pleasure, we are running. What we think, if I will get something, that is going to give me happiness. If I will leave something, that is going to give me happiness, pleasure. And this rat race is going on, and it is never ending rat race. And we are behaving like rats. And that is the reason we don't have time to make inquiry about ourselves, who we are, why we are here, and why we are suffering with this mental fluctuations, mental emotional fluctuations, mental health disorders, or whatever it is. It is labeled whatever in. So first of all, we need to inquire about ourselves, and we need to ask ourselves one question: what is my goal in this life and why I am here? Okay. And then you will understand what is mind actually. In simple, I'm not going to talk about philosophy and everything here, but in simple words, if you want to understand what is mental illness, you need to understand your mind first. Then how to understand it? How to understand that what is mind? So whenever we start thinking, first of all, just make one idea clear in your mind, that mind is different from yourself. You are not mind. So if you are not mind, then mental illness is not yours. It is something different. But it is something different, though it is something different, it is affecting your physical health. So why it is so? And very beautifully explained in Taittiriya Upanishad. First of all, those who are not from yoga background, I would like to explain that concept of Panchakosh. And that Panchakosh concept, if you will understand, all things will get clear in your mind again. So we are now starting to understand our mind with the help of mind. Okay. So first, just let me share this. In As I had mentioned, all knowledge about mind and everything had been described in Ved. There are four Vedas, and end part of Vedas is called as Upanishads. And in one of the Upanishad called as Taittiriya Upanishad, this concept of 5 koshas had been explained. So what they say, this is our Vedic anatomy. We can say our spiritual anatomy. So 5 layers of our personality. 5 layers of our personality. What we are now, what we see ourselves in mirror, what we see our body, how we look, color, complexion, hair, height, weight, etc., etc. That is outer layer of our personality, and that is called as Annamaya Kosh or physical body. That is very much outer personality, sthula. That is called as sthula shari, right? And this Annamaya Kosh or physical body is not our true self, right? Inside that layer, there is second layer. It is called as Pranamaya Kosh. That is energy body. Okay, so all these layers are connected with each other. But energy body we cannot see. We can experience. Prana means energy. Prana means vital energy force. And that is keeping us alive. Right? And in Pranamaya Kosh, there are 5 pranas, Pancha pranas. They are functioning and they are controlling all the systems of our Annamaya Kosha. So it is related with Annamaya Kosh. It is connected with Annamaya Kosh. And inside Pranamaya Kosh, there is Manomaya Kosha, which is our emotional body, or we can say mind, is located here. And here it is called as Sukshma Deha also, subtle body. So Sthula body is Annamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha. In Manomaya Kosha, what is there? Mind and Pancha Jnanendriyas, 5 organs of perception. So Manomaya Kosha, in Manomaya Kosha, just a minute. Mind is functioning. So I'm just making you understand how mind works or what is mind according to our Vedic anatomy or Upanishadic anatomy. We can say what Upanishads, how they decode mind, how they decode all these sufferings. Actually, this topic is very vast and very much interesting. And where it starts from sufferings, because to find answer to all the sufferings, all this knowledge came here. And it is because of inquiry. Sages from ancient time, sages and rishis, they started inquiring about themselves. They started inquiring why these sufferings are there, why vyadhi or dukkha is there. And to find this answer, they went to other sages or rishis or those who are having mastery on this topic, and they discussed and they gave this knowledge to us. So for that, this is very vast, but still baseline idea is about, once you will understand this basic Vedic anatomy, you will come to know about your mind, and it is important for us nowadays. So Manomaya Kosh, is it clear till Manomaya Kosh, like our sthula deha or our Annamaya Kosha is our physical body. Then inside that there is a layer Pranamaya Kosh, which is not visible, but we can experience that through breathing, or our Pancha Pranas are there, and they are vital energy forces, and they are governing our Annamaya Kosha functions or our physiological functions. Then Manomaya Kosh, and then Vijnanamaya Kosh, that is wisdom body, buddhi or intellect, very, very important aspect of our personality is there. It is functioning, and if it is properly functioning, then there are very less chances to have mental disorders or mental fluctuations or vrittis to appear in our mind, right? And then Anandamaya Kosh, that is bliss body, which is beyond everything. And once we understand and once we start acting according to our subuddhi or buddhi, and once we start taking decisions according to our buddhi or intellect, which is not affected or which is not influenced by our mind, then we experience that anandamay kosh, that is bliss, and that happiness is never ending happiness. We are running after pleasure, we are running here and there, we are running away from something, we are running towards something, we are in competition, we are always in speed. That is because we are under influence of mind, and our buddhi is under influence of that mind. But here we need to overcome that influence, or we need to remove that influence of mind from buddhi, and we need to clean our buddhi, and then only we will experience that happiness or pleasure which we want in our life, which is never ending, right? So this is Veda body, or this is Veda anatomy, or this is spiritual anatomy explained by Taittiriya Upanishad. Is this clear?
Ma'am, can you explain the part for Vijnanamaya course that you just connected with Buddhi and Man? Can you explain
Uh,
it again?
okay, so Vijnanamay Kosh is where their buddhi is there. So buddhi is intellect, and intellect is not panchabhautik, it is um sorry so buddhi is connected with mind. So this, if you know, because this is very deep in Sankhya philosophy, evolution process was there. That I think Srishti, you know about evolution by Sankhya, Prakriti, Purush, and then by when Prakriti combines with Purush, and this evolution starts, Mahat Tattva comes, and then everything starts. All the uh, products of evolution starts coming out. So this buddhi is connected with mind, manomay kosh, and because those are layers from in to out and out to in. We have started from outer layer, and we are now coming towards manomay kosh. So first we saw sthula deha, that is annamay kosh. Annamay kosh is connected with pranamay kosh. Pranamay kosh is what? It contains pancha pranas, and those pancha pranas are not they are sukshma, they are very much subtle in nature. They are, we can only experience their functions. Then come manomay kosh. Manomay kosh contains mind and pancha jnanendriya in subtle form, and jnanendriya means organs of perceptions. So mind with organs of perceptions, it gains knowledge, or it gains information, it gathers information from outer world. Okay, so I'm explaining how it is related with buddhi. So first we need to know some basic things about it. So this mind and this manomay kosh is part of our subtle body. This subtle body is always there. When a person dies, sthula deha or physical body goes away, but this subtle body enters into next lifetime, in whichever yoni it goes, it takes birth. So it is traveling. It is traveling from lots of years. It is traveling, and it is gathering information, because mind with these pancha jnanendriyas, it is gathering information, and it is creating layers of information in our manomay kosha. So we are traveling with that, and this is called as those information stored in our manomay kosha. Those are called as maybe in the form of smruti, in the form of maybe whatever experience we had in past life, sometimes in the form of seed, they get implanted there only. And we forget about it in next birth, but seeds are there. Okay. And buddhi is innermost layer, intellectual layer. So this layer is always there to take decisions, to give advice. But what happens? Our mind is already conditioned. Whenever we take birth, we come with all these impressions of karmas in our manomay kosha. Whether they are in seed form, where they are in smruti form, they are there. So our mind knows already something, it knows, it has that information it knows. And then when we take birth, we start again functioning with our jnanendriyas, and we start gathering information again. But when we are learning any new thing in our manomay kosh, some information related to that thing is already there. So we grasp or we understand that new thing with that conditioned mind. So mind is giving inputs about that thing. So we are not gaining knowledge in pure form. Always this conditioned mind is there, always. And that information which is there in mind, this mind is always putting inputs. And it is not letting our buddhi to take proper decision. That is happening to everyone, all of us. Why? Because of karma theory. Isn't it? Karma, theory of karma is nowadays very much in fashion. All are talking about karma, karma, karma. But what is karma? So we are taking birth because of our karmas. Because some prarabdha karmas, some of our actions, they need to fructify. We are going to experience fruits of some actions, and for that we are taking births, and we are deciding where to take birth. And these actions are always there in our manomay kosha. Impressions of our actions are there always in our manomay kosha, and buddhi is trying to take decision, but it is not able to take decision because knowledge we are gaining is not in pure form. It is always conditioned knowledge. It is always conditioned. When it doesn't matter how many births you take, you're taking birth with your sukshma or subtle body only, and your mind is always going to give inputs. Whatever you are learning in this life, it is going to give inputs about last impressions, last birth, maybe past 2 3 births, 8 births, 10 births, whether you were not human in last birth, you were cat or dog or whatever. So those seeds are there. So mind is not this small topic to discuss. That's why I'm saying in modern psychology, psychiatry, they think, yes, mind, it is mind. So they give some calming medications, and they think in the form of nervous system only. Like they think sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system, and some brain wiring, rewiring, and that's it. But in our philosophy, in yoga, in Upanishads, in Ved, it is completely different concept. So when we start thinking about mental disorders, we need to think about it. So we think right from the roots of that person, isn't it? So why that person is behaving like this? So mind, then manomay kosh, whatever happening in manomay kosh, why it is happening? So there are some chances of past birth, past actions, those are making that person to behave like this. And in that case, no psychiatric medicine, no brain calming or sympathetic nervous system or adrenaline or those other things, calming medications are going to work. There we need to go for naishtiki chikitsa. Naishtiki chikitsa means treatment which is something different from medicines. Treatment which is based on adhyatma vijnan. Treatment which is based on atma, consciousness. So
And what is it again? Can you tell the term?
naishtiki chikitsa. Naishthiki, that is
Naishtiki.
Atma Vijnan, and that is, in our words, in layman language, we called it as spirituality. So spirituality is very, very, very much important to include in our daily life if we want, or if we want to keep mental illnesses away from us, right? So that's why I had explained this Panchakosha Vijnan to all of you, because if you're not aware about this, you're not going to understand how yoga and ayurveda works on mental fluctuations or mental diseases, right? So these layers of our personality, to understand that, it is very important. It is there, and I had explained in very few words. Actually, it is very vast. If you go and read Taittiriya Upanishad, and if you go and read all these things, very interesting, and very much you will start understanding the connection then afterwards, after realizing. So mind, what is mind now? Mind is there in Manomay Kosh. This is our one of the layer of our personality. Mind is part of our subtle body, which travels from birth to birth. We are traveling from 84 lakh yonis, that we all know. And what is the purpose of our life? If we will understand that, we will not suffer in our life. But it is very difficult. So I am going to give you some practices described in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, because no other text or no other pathy or no other book explains how to purify your mind, right? So what I'm going to make you understand here, we already saw Manomay Kosh, that layer of mind, and there we are collecting information, we are collecting impressions, we are collecting lots of smrutis and lots of things. And if those are there, and then what happens? If fluctuation starts, mental fluctuation starts, we need to calm that down. And for calming that mind, or to purify your mind, some practices are there. And those practices are described in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, right? But before going to those practices, something I wanted to share. It skipped from my mind. Just let me. Okay. So yeah, Panchakosha we saw. Then how we now we saw about Panchakosh, mind, and Manomay Kosh. That idea is clear now. So Buddhi, yeah, intellect. Intellect, we need to, what we need now, our intellect should take decisions properly, so that our mind will start functioning properly. Otherwise, if it is always functioning with conditioned state, it is going to give you always, not always, but yes, most of the time, negative results. And that is happening nowadays. What is happening nowadays? We are not able to understand on subtle level. It is whole pathology is happening in subtle level, but we are just observing our physical body, annamaya kosh. What we do, we see person, and this person is suffering with mental disorder. We just see his or her symptoms, how he is behaving, and just we gave sedatives and other medicines, and that's it. That means we are giving only symptomatic relief, but we are not going to the root cause. What is the root cause of this condition? Why this person came to this level of mental imbalance? That we are not trying to get or understand. So it starts in Manomaya Kosh. It has relation with Manomaya Kosh. It starts there. And then it enters into Pranamaya Kosh. And then it starts affecting your stool body, that is your Annamaya Kosh, right? So that's why if we want to understand our mind, we need to first understand our body, our Annamay Kosh, Pranamay Kosh, and Manomay Kosh, right? And understanding our body means try to listen to your body. Try to listen. So there are always something your body is saying to you, telling to you, but you're just ignoring it, right? Symptom starts first. There only we start feeling depressed. We start feeling negative. We start feeling maybe whatever. First of all, it shows on your body. So try to understand first. Try to listen to your body, and then try to understand your pranamaya kosh, how it is working. So how to understand it? Just how many of you in your daily routine sit at one place and just only observe your breathing for 1 or 2 minutes? How many of you? Yes, yoga teachers. I'm not talking about yoga teachers, but for others, no one takes out time to observe breath, how my breathing pattern is working, or is it very shallow, is it running fast, is it very much slow? No one. And maximum people, if we will observe their breathing pattern, it is very shallow and very, very fast. Speed. Why this speed is there? Because we are running. That, like I had mentioned earlier, we are running towards something or away from something. And that speed is creating problem. If your breathing is shallow, if your breathing is fast, if you are feeling restless most of the time of the day, that means your body is telling to you something. Something is not normal. So we need to first look at it, try to understand, try to inquire what is. Inquiry is very much related or very much important here. But we have no time for that also. We are not taking out time. We want something and we are running after that only. So just stop that. Stop this rat race. Stop, sit at one place and observe yourself first. And then try to ask yourself a question. Whatever I'm doing, is it necessary? Is it really necessary? Why I'm running here and there? Is it really necessary? Or is it going to cost me anything more than my life? Okay. So that is very important. Even Vedanta philosophy says, stop, look at yourself, inquire, and then start actions. Actions is again karma, and karma is going to again affect your manomaya kosh, right? So you need to do each and every action with awareness, with thinking, and then why it is happening. Most of the time, what Ayurveda says, according to Ayurveda, asatya vachan, lie, is the main reason of mental fluctuations. And same thing has been mentioned in Patanjali, Ashtanga Yoga, Yama Niyam. Do you remember? What are yamas? What are niyamas? Ahimsa, Satya. Second. So first Patanjali is saying ahimsa, but Charakacharya in Ayurveda, Charakacharya is saying asatya vachan. If you are always lying, and second reason, not having control on eating. You are very much means what we say in English, always eating, always you are very food lover, foodie. So that is second reason. So from Charakacharya's point of view, it is right, because Charaka Samhita is all about medicines on diseases which are happening to our Annamaya kosha, physical illnesses. Charak Samhita is all about physical illnesses. Charak gives us medicines for physical illnesses. And for mental illnesses, Charak is saying that if you are asatya vachan, if you are lying all the time and you have no control on your eating, your foodie, then you are going to suffer with physical as well as mental illnesses very soon. So just think about it. Only two reasons described by Charan. And what about Patanjali? That we all know. But first, avidya. Maybe it is Patanjali, maybe it is Vedanta philosophy. What they say? Avidya means not knowing. Not knowing. What not knowing? So what do you have to know? So this knowledge, I am not saying that I have explained everything to you, but this knowledge that you are separate from your mind, you are not your mind. Mind is in one of the layer of your personality, but you are not mind. Knowing that is vidya, and not knowing that is avidya. So once you will just isolate yourself from your mind and your body, then all things will become very, very easy for you to handle. Right? So, very beautiful science, Patanjali, Vedanta, Ayurveda, they are always telling you this wisdom, but we are not in that state to understand it. Why? Because we don't have time. So first of all, take out some time, sit still, breathe properly, try to understand your breathing, connect with your body, and then ask yourself what you're doing in your life. What are your goals? Is it necessary to trouble myself to this extent? Whatever I'm doing nowadays, is it necessary? If not, then try to find some solution on basic level. This is very much necessary nowadays, right? This same situation, whatever we saw in when I started the session and I showed you the slides. So all this mental health illness issue is increasing day by day. Same situation, in this same situation, Arjun was there at the time of Mahabharata. And if you want to know in detail, just read second chapter, that Arjuna Vishada Yoga. That chapter is all about stress, anxiety, mental disorders, right? So if you will go through it, you will understand how this stress happens and what are the solutions. In Bhagavad Gita also it is beautifully explained, but that is after, not now, immediate, no need to go and read that. First we will try to find very practical solutions for all these issues, and I'm not going in detail about any philosophy. So this Manomay coach is clear, and not knowing that we are not mind, that is creating lots of problems. Because once we think that I am this mind, this is my body, here is the root cause. Then we start thinking about happiness, which is limited with our physical body. Like if I will go to the beauty parlor and get done this facial thing and I will look very beautiful. So this is on physical level, and I want to look beautiful. I want to lose weight so that I will look more impressive. I want to follow this diet so that I will become very much impressive. So all these things, they start with this one seed of thought that I am this body, I am this mind. And your mind is culprit here, because mind, conditioned mind with your pancha jnanendriyas or organ of perceptions, it is making you think like this, right? So try to understand this. First of all, isolate yourself from mind and body. But again, this body is the only one tool given to you to understand this concept that I am not mind and I am not body. Okay, it is very tricky. But still think about it. It is very interesting also. So, attachments to your worldly things and your body is very much, very much putting you in difficulties, right? So, first of all, what Sri Krishna says to Arjun, if you are in stress, if you are in very much anxiety, you don't know how to take decision here, what is necessary? Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasena and Vairagya. Abhyasa means practice and Vairagya means detachment. Just tell your mind that I'm going to practice detachment from small things now, from now onwards. And it will give you lots of results about your mental fluctuation, right? Because attachments are creating fluctuations, isn't it? What is the root cause of mental fluctuations? Attachments to small things. I want this, I want that, I want this. They are always doing that in relationships, in other things, in our job, in our daily life. We are doing this only. So first thing, what Sri Krishna says to Arjun, Abhyasena or Vairagya. So Vairagya or detachment is very much necessary. And to practice this detachment, it is very difficult, isn't it? Detachment. A word is very simple to tell you that from now onwards, start practicing detachment. But it is not that simple, and for that you need abhyasa. Abhyasa means some practices explained in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in Charaka Samhita, in Bhagavad Gita. So we are going to do practical also about that, but still how to control your mind, that is today's our topic. Control means if mental illness is there, that shows your mind is not in your control, isn't it? And for that, you need some practices. And those practices has been explained in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in Bhagavad Gita, in all our textbooks which are related with yoga and ayurveda. Okay. So first of all, mind, understanding mind by Patanjali Yoga Sutra and by Charaka. That was very much important for you to understand. But I am trying my best to make you understand. That's why I had this Panchakosha Sankalpana. Now you are aware about. It's not for yoga teachers here. Yoga teachers, they already know about that, right? So next step to go towards mind purification. First of all, Vairagya that I had explained. Vairagya means small things which create afterwards lots of detachment. Attachment creates lots of troubles in your life. That you understand. Is it clear? So attachments, how to get rid of attachment? That is our question now. How to get rid of attachments? Because those who are not in yoga, those who are not practicing yoga, they will ask me, is it so simple? From today, I am starting not to watch Netflix serial, not to watch maybe whatever you like, whatever TV show, not to eat your favorite food item, not to eat, I'm going to stop having sugar in my diet. It is very much difficult. So how to bring this detachment in your life. For that, you need to practice Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. Basic foundation of your mind to cultivate Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha in your mind. 4 practices Patanjali gave us. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. Maitri means being friendly with each and everyone. But first of all, be friend with yourself. Don't hate yourself. So many things are there. We always think about ourselves. Why do I look like this? Why I'm so short? Why I'm so fat? Why I'm so skinny? Why my hair like this? Why I'm not having silky hair or this and that? So Maitri with yourself. Love yourself first. Love yourself as you are, as it is. Don't bother that I'm very much fat, I'm very much short, I'm black, I'm white, I'm this, I'm that, I can't study, I'm not good in academics, my career is so many questions. Now start thinking about it yourself. In one day, how many times you say this thing to yourself? I'm very much confident all of you are there, and uh, once or twice we say it to ourselves. So be friendly with first yourself, then only you're going to be friend with others, or then only you're going to cultivate that maitri in yourself and others, right? So maitri. Second is karuna, compassion. Karuna, compassion for others, for all creatures present in earth, present on this earth, for all creatures. So karuna, you need to cultivate that. Mudita means happiness. So happiness, not temporary happiness, but happiness in others' achievements, other people's achievements, whatever they are doing in their life, our friends, our family members, just support them, be there for them. In this way, you will start thinking that there is happiness in giving, not taking, not only thinking for my happiness, for my growth in life, for my financial growth, my career growth, but helping others gives more and more contentment. Once you will start doing that, you will understand that. And here you will start detaching yourself from worldly things more and more. More you gather, more you're going to suffer. Isn't it? Make yourself very simple, and start cultivating this Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, and Upeksha. Upeksha means just ignore whatever happening again and again. Like there are lots of meanings of Upeksha in yoga training courses, and they teach in different ways. But in our point, from our point of view here, ignore small things which we mostly take very personally, isn't it? Like someone insulted you, maybe intentionally, non-intentionally. Someone said bad things about you, intentionally, non-intentionally. Don't take it with you. Ignore it. Keep it away from yourself. So that is going to cultivate more detachment in your life. Otherwise, you are gathering more things. And nowadays, one research has been published that shows that people who are very much stubborn and gathering those things, like, or they think about this past whatever incidences happened in their life, those are very bad or very negative incidences and bad incidences, and they are not letting it go. Those people are suffering with cancer. So at the cellular level also, these emotions enter at cellular level also. So one of the reason of cancer is this, not letting go things. And now think about again yourself. How many of you are practicing letting go, or you're keeping things at yourself? You're very much stubborn. I'm not going to leave that person like this. I'm going to teach him or her lesson. He did this, he did that, she did this, she did that, and lots of things, lots of gossiping, lots of talking about person on their back. So how many of, only not you, I'm asking myself also, because I'm also here with you. So this is one of the major reason for cancer, and research work is going on how Patanjali's Maitri Karuna Mudita Upeksha is going to help to those patients, right? So very interesting thing this is, and I'm very happy that people are doing research on this, right? So detachment and abhyas. So for this abhyasa, he gave you Maitri, Karuna, Mudita and Upeksha. So from now onwards, from today onwards, you are going to cultivate Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha in your life. You are going to apply this principle in your life, right? That is going to give you that detachment and the start of, detaching ourselves from this worldly things, or from whatever whatever things we are expecting from life, or we are expecting from ourselves, and for that we are always cursing ourselves on. So Maitri with first ourselves, it's very important, right? And then Yamaniyam, those are also very important things. But just a minute. So if you have any questions till now, whatever we saw in this session, we will discuss, and we will do one or two practices, because it's already 4:10, and we will conclude this session after one or two practices, and we will part two, we will plan in next week. Okay, because I was not sure I can complete this session whole mind thing in one session. It is very difficult, and I want to share lots of things with you. So we will just plan part two also. But till now, if there are any questions, you can ask.
Ma'am, so one question that I have is, you mentioned about detachment. You mentioned about letting go of things and all that, but at the same time, I feel there's a struggle between maintenance of self. So which
Yes.
goes to my first question actually. When you said that you're not your body, you're not your mind, that is fine. But once you adapt to that, and when you do not have an answer for what you are, it is also a drastic thing where you cannot figure out anything.
Yeah, I
So
know
how
this is
to deal
very,
with that?
yeah, very common question, because once you start thinking that I'm not body, I'm not, then what am I? So what am I? To find out that question, that phase is very, very difficult to live with it in this modern days, because in modern days there are lots of expectations from us. Even we are expecting lots of things from others, and in this situation, if we will start thinking about what am I, what I'm doing, and so it is little bit tricky. But for that only, this Maitri Karuna is the answer. Once you will start involving in others, once you will start uh, taking part in others joy and sorrow, once you will start helping, that is called as karma yoga. Actually, karma yoga is For that only, this is basic practice to go to higher levels. Who am I? To find out that answer, Karma Yoga is given by Sri Krishna also and by Vedanta philosophy also somewhere. That you should start doing actions and don't think about what fruit is going to get. But once you will start practicing Maitri Karuna, you will not feel that dvandva, that who am I? You will not feel that then. You will
Like,
just go and engage yourself. You're going to engage because again, who is going to ask this question? Again, mind is there. Your mind is going to put you in that trouble or in that dvandva, in that dilemma. Nothing else. Your consciousness, who you are, that is not going to bother. But this mind, that if you are, you will start thinking about who am I, who am I. That shows that your mind is again making some actions, and those are not good for your decision. Your mind is trying to just move your whatever you are doing, whatever you are thinking, mind is distracting you. So don't think that who am I. Just think that I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, and I'm a third person. I'm just what I'm observer. So I am this observer. But this is very, very difficult. So that to make it simple, this karma yoga is there. Karma yoga engages your mind in good deeds. Not good or bad, but some actions. So you start doing actions, you get getting your mind engaged. So it will stop asking you questions. And instead of putting you in this dilemma, you will start doing actions more and more, and you will reach towards your goal very soon. Otherwise, you will get stuck in that dilemma or dvandva only. And
ma'am, so sorry to break you. I'm asking you this because there is this one therapy that we do, this is called as existential therapy, where we again go asking with the same question. But uh, I never did that therapy because when I started learning it and when I started questioning myself, it was so difficult. It is still so difficult because when I say, okay, I want to let go of this attachment in some way, like for example, I like a certain thing, a food, and then I'm like, okay, I'll be okay even if I get it, if I don't. But then that void is so weird that I cannot put anything there. So that I'm saying is, so day-to-day life may, I say, what are the small things that you can still
yes,
count on or have that anchors for it?
that's why Kriya Yoga is there. Kriya Yoga is again basic practice. What is Kriya Yoga? Tapa, Swadhyay, Ishwar, Pranidhana. So tapas means stick, be very much what what is this word? Whatever your goal is, firm. Keep be firm about that goal, and to achieve that goal, you need some maybe what we say. Tapas means daily practice. You need to do that. But in Kriya Yoga, Ishwar Pranidhan is the practice which is very much effective. Ishwar Pranidhan means surrendering. Surrender yourself to whatever you believe. Bhakti Yoga is the part of Ishwar Pranidhan. So Bhakti or mantra ucharan, engaging yourself again in something divine. If you are you believe in something, in any deity or anything, just surrender yourself. So whatever fear, whatever questions, whatever void is there, it going to get resolved only after practicing bhakti yoga. That is very basic foundation of our spirituality. So bhakti yoga means not blind faith, but practicing and surrendering your ego. that is going to help you. So Nama Jap is there, prayers are there, mantra, again, maybe simple mantras like Om Namah Shivaya, Om Ganganakataye Namaha, Mahamrityunjay mantra. Those are very much helping mantras. And mantra science is, again, it is science. It is not blind faith. It is science. It is proved science. So we will talk about that also after some time. But yes, so you only simple Om Uchcharan, Omkar recitation also help to avoid all these whatever difficulties you are facing nowadays because of this detachment practice. You will overcome this. So Tapas, Swadhyaya and Ishwar Pranidhan. Swadhyaya means inquiry, again and again. Go through all the scriptures, learn, read, take knowledge. Uh, your mind should get engaged on in these things only. Proper positive things which are going to give you answers. Otherwise, what we are doing, we are engaging ourselves in very useless things like watching TV, video games, laptop, WhatsApp, and this and that. That is not going to nourish our mind, or that is not going to guide our mind, isn't it? That is, those things are all useless. So whenever you get time, spend your time in Bhakti Yoga, spend your time in Nama Japa, spend your time surrendering, somewhere surrender. Mridula, I will come to your question just a minute. So that is very much required. So Bhakti Yoga is the Tapaswadhyaya Ishwar Pranidhan is basic practice, Maitri Karuna Mudita Upeksha, and then go to higher practices. Without that, you will not be able to follow Yamaniyams also, what I think. Having goals but trying to be without expectations can be a baby step for detachment. Yes, having goals but without expectations. Yes, yes, very good. Okay. So right now I had mentioned about Kriya Yoga, Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishwar, Pranidhan. But for beginners, those who are not aware about all these terminologies and everything, practically how to start, baby step, how to start. So first practice we are going to do today is just we are going to practice Anulom Vilom and Sagarbha Pranayam. Anulom Vilom and Sagarbha Pranayam. So first 10 times Anulom Vilom Pranayam and then Sagarbha Pranayam. I will guide you how to perform it. And in part 2, I will explain correlation of this pranayam with mind purification and mental stability. Okay. So first, for Anulom Vilom Pranayam, it is very simple pranayam technique which we always practice. Inhalation and exhalation from alternate nostrils. So what we are going to do, first we are going to inhale with our left nostril and exhale with right, and then inhale with right and exhale with left, and ratio of inhalation to exhalation will be 1:2. If you are inhaling in count of 1, you are going to exhale in count of 2. Okay, so always ratio should be 1:2. And we are not going to hold our breath or bandha or nothing else. Simple Anulom Vilom, 10 counts. So right, left, right, 1. Okay, like that 10 counts, but count your own, because I will start giving you counts, it's very confusing. So just count your own, and after completing, just put thumbs up on the chat box. Okay, start. Please sit straight. Roll your shoulders back. Gently close your eyes. Adopt Prana Mudra or any mudra which you are comfortable with it. Close your right nostril with thumb. Exhale completely with left nostril. Now inhale. Count your own 10 Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Focus on your breathing completely. Try to concentrate your mind on your breathing only. Don't let your mind go here and there. Just focus with awareness. Try to feel breath inside your nostrils. Thoughts are coming and going. Don't entertain any thought. Don't allow any thought to enter in your mind. Just be there with your breath and focus on your breathing. 10 times Anulom Vilom. Deep inhale, prolong exhale. Just relax. 2 to 3 rounds of deep breathing with both the nostrils. Now, Sagarbha Pranayama, I will explain how to perform. It is same as we did Anulom Vilom, but inhale with right nostril and while exhaling recite Om. So I am inhaling with right, exhaling with left with Om recitation. Om. Again, inhale right, exhale left. Om. So we are going to do this 5 rounds. Left, right, left, 1. Like this. Start.
Hello all, this is Parul here. Dr. Nilima just called that there's a power outage at her place, so we will conclude it with 3 recitations of Om. We will all will inhale, take a deep breath. We'll start A at the lower abdomen, U in the middle portion, and at the upper throat. So we'll start. Let's go on together. Inhale, take a deep breath. Inhale. Once more, inhale, take a deep breath. Focus on your breath now. Just observe. Do not control your breath. And as you feel ready and relaxed, rub your palms together. Cup them and place them on your eyes. Feel the warmth. Take it over your ears. Take your palms over the ears. Again, back to the eyes. Cup it over the eyes. And slowly open your eyes in the cupped palm. And then you can open. Thank you everyone for attending the session. Om.